Hello and welcome to Rev Endurance Sports and another edition of what is in our stand today. Today we have a Ritchey Road Logic, which I think is a phenomenal value steel frame, and it's made in Taiwan, but it is designed by Tom Ritchey, who has been designing and building bikes for 40 years. Actually, he just did a special run of bikes for a charity purpose. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have to do today. This bike we assembled about 2.5 years ago with Shimano Ultegra 6800, and this gentleman came off of a triple crankset, so we thought, okay, how can we get you similar gearing without using that triple any longer, which just isn't that popular. Now, for most common riders, they might go to a compact crankset with a 5034, but this rider's pretty strong, so we wanted to give him a standard crankset, 5339, and what we did then was get a long cage derailleur, and we have an 1132 cassette. Now, this is a nice setup, and a 39 tooth chain ring in the front with a 32 in the back. You should be able to conquer most things, but there are some radically difficult and steep hills. Just this weekend I took a group out and lots of 15, 20, and 20+% grades on our ride. So R8000, so this is the 6800, and that was the only group available at the time for Ultegra. The new Ultegra R8000 has a 1134 cassette. So now we can take the 1132 and take it up 2 more teeth to 1134. So then you'll have a 39, 34, or if it's a mid-compact, you'd have a 36, 34, and if it's a compact, then you may have a 34 with a 34, and in my estimation, that would be a very, very easy gear to get up most hills. Now, there is also a way to adapt these chain rings, taking off these chain rings and buying some absolute black chain rings to go from a 46, from a 3450 compact crankset, you can now go down to a 4630. So in other words, your biggest chain ring instead of being 50 is now 46, and your smallest chain ring instead of being 34 is now a 30. So that's for really extreme stuff, and you could use it for gravel riding in particular, which is one of the first uses that I think of. Okay, so besides the Ritchey frame, which I think is a fantastic value steel frame, we built this bike with Ritchey components, Ritchey handlebars, Ritchey stem, Ritchey seat posts, and for the wheels, we wanted to go with something that offered great value and great durability and performance, and so we chose the Ritchey wheel set, the Zeta 2, and this wheel set is, like I said, about 2.5 years old. It is still very true, and the wheel set has never been trued, by the way, and this rider is nearing, I believe he's around 180 or 90 pounds, pretty strong rider, and he's been able to keep this wheel set very true. Okay, so one of the other things I do like about this wheel set is Ritchey has a bike that's called the Breakaway, and it basically will break apart here and down here at the bottom bracket, and what you can do is you can fold basically the bike into a small luggage case that is just the size of this wheel, and you can travel with it, and that's the main reason why you might get one. So with that particular setup, the Ritchey Breakaway, what they've designed is a hub that comes off without any tools necessary. You just take this hub off because sometimes when you're trying to pack a wheel set in your bike bag, this protrudes and it causes you know, a point where you have to make considerable packing decisions to make sure that this does not damage your frame, especially if you've got a carbon frame. So with the ability to take off this free hub with the cassette installed without any tools and bubble wrap it or put it in some type of packaging, this then becomes a very flattish type of packing wheel set. So a very good thing that Ritchey did. All right, so we're going to do a cleanup on this drivetrain. We'll take the crankset off because it hasn't been off in 2.5 years, and we'll inspect the bottom bracket while it's off. Then we will also just check the trueness on a bike, the trueness of the wheels on a wheel stand, just to make sure. But to the naked eye and using the brake pads, it looks fine. All right, and then we'll also just do a tune-up on the rest of the bike. We'll clean and inspect everything, and we'll get this bike same-day service to our customer. It's now 11-ish in the morning, and he's coming in at 5 to pick up the bike, and we'll have it done. All right, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you for taking the time to watch these videos. If you can think of a topic that you'd like for me to cover, please let me know. And please like and share and always subscribe so that you get the latest videos as they come out. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the road.